Well, we are heading out in the woods. One of our favorite places to go. Since we're surrounded by the woods, makes it pretty easy. Anyway, we're going to go out and identify some flowers if we can. If not, at least observe them.
And take pictures. Take
pictures, whatever. So this was an impromptu thing. We did not expect to. I didn't get up this morning expecting to do this. But then again, the last trip we were going out to look for flowers and ended up just exploring a road we'd never been on. So it's all good. So we're just gonna play it by ear. Well, we ran into one little surprise. This road that we're on right now is open and it's been closed because for a couple of years actually. Well, it was closed all year last year, and they're repaving this thing. But last time we came up here was on a weekend, and we just drove around the road closed sign and continued on. But there's no road closed sign today, and they're not working, but they haven't got it done either. So this isn't paved. This is more of a gravel road right here. Just up ahead though is where we're going to hit the new pavement that they put in. So anyway, this is going to modify my plan again. Seems like none of my plans actually work out as expected, actually. They always work out, but whether or not they don't always work out the way I planned them. Well, this is the paved road that they've got done. So they got a couple of miles of gravel that they haven't finished yet. So this is gonna, hopefully this is not gonna be a continuing project that they're gonna take all summer to finish the last 2 miles. We'll see. This place is called Babcock Crossing. That's Indian paintbrush right there. We just call it paintbrush for short. And then you got a bunch of, looks like they've already passed their prime, but there's a lot of mule deer up there. Looks like they were blooming better a while back. Yeah, right up in there, it's kind of some more. The snowbrush is getting ready to really get blooming. The snowbrush, or ceanothus, is the white. Let's see if I...
Deer food.
Yeah, it's, well, I don't know about deer food. The bitter brush is, this is bitter brush right here, and it's a deer browse. And it has yellow flowers on it that are so sweet. But they must have already bloomed here, or maybe they haven't bloomed yet. These white flowers up here are ceanothus, commonly known as snowbrush. And the whole hillside up here is predominantly snowbrush. Now these yellow flowers, we were just talking about it, they look daisy, like a daisy of some sort. We don't know what it is, but it's nice little splashes of yellow. There's lots of lupin here. This is kind of a purplish flower. That's lupin. Lupin's got different colors.
What is it used for?
I don't know what it's used for. We've been going by a bunch of these trees where they're, yeah, people have been going around this, but we're just going to cut this out of the way just to make this more open. Just, I got a saw, I might as well use it. Okay, now we got a little bit bigger hole to get through. Could have got around it, but this is a little bit better. I know I say this in a lot of my videos, but I remember when this looked really pretty. It was all green, forested, and now it's kind of a devastated area.
With its own beauty.
What?
With its own beauty.
Yeah, it has its own beauty. For one thing, you can see a long distance. Before, when the trees were all here, you couldn't see very far, so I guess that's one advantage to it. Anyway, all these trees are falling down across the road, and somebody's come before us and cut most of them out of the way, so we may run into a few that haven't been cut yet, though. There's some more work for me to do. I love it when I come out here in the woods and work. That's what I used to do for a living. All right. Oh, these are new from the whoever cut all those trees down there out of the road. I don't know how long ago they did that, but since then these trees have fell down across the road, so we'll cut those out of there. This is probably going to be a continuing thing for the rest of this trip. I'm going to cut it back a little ways so there's enough room to get through.
Okay, I'll be out to help as soon as the cutting quits.
Okay. Big old bear tracks.
Oh wow, good. Picture worthy.
Good thing I brought my my gas this time, so I'm not going to run out of gas. Cutting something like this is going to use some gas. And yet another one across the road. Well, that's okay. We kind of expected that. I did anyway. Somebody's cleared off some of these trees, but I knew there'd be some new ones down, and that's what this is. That should do it. somebody went through here. They cut this piece out.
Yeah.
But since then, this tree fell over. And I don't think there's a way around that without cutting it. That is a big boy there. It's going to be a big one to move.
Oh yeah. The next one.
So anyway, we're going to check this out. We got beautiful aspen grove down here and a beautiful meadow. Well, here we go again. That's a pretty sizable one. We're going to have to cut that one. I can't get around that one anywhere, I don't see. So we're just going to cut it. But first, we're going to sit here in the shade, have some lunch. It's been a good day so far. Good work day. Right, babe? Good work day today.
Feed me.
Feed me. Years ago, I was up here riding my bike when the big fire was going on over the top of that hill. And I stopped and sunbathed on the rock right up near on the backside of that knob. And watched the air tankers going over and stuff. Saw the big old smoke column. I got pictures of that. I don't know if I'll put one up here or not, but this is right on the other side. That was a flat rock I was laying on to sunbathe. And that was during the Wheeler fire, which the Wheeler fire was 2007.
When you were retired.
2007, yeah, I was retired in 2005. So this little plant's called snow plant. That one's not a real good one. They get a lot bigger than that. But you see those in the spring. Pretty common up in this country. I was just reminiscing with Karen about this area. I started working for the Forest Service back in 1974. And around, I think it was 1980, we had a fire called the Elephant Fire that started on the other side of that mountain right there. And the back side down on the bottom is called Elephant's Playground. It was a lightning fire, started back down there, burned through this area. And burned completely over this peak that I was just pointing at a little while ago. That's up here. Can't really see it through the trees, but this Babcock Peak. And then the Wheeler fire was started back over there, but actually this was part of the Wheeler fire break right through here. This road was part of their fire line during the Wheeler fire. Then the Walker fire a few years ago, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, the Walker fire burned this again. And then the Dixie fire burned through here too. All kind of spotty burning. You know, you can see there's still some green trees here in this little spot. We're sitting under one of them right now. But you can see by the dead trees, those were probably killed by either the Walker fire or possibly the Dixie. Either way, this country's changed a lot since I first started with the Forest Service. Used to be real pretty out here, real pretty. So, not so much anymore. Still like to come out here though. It's a trip down memory lane. Okay, so that's Babcock Peak. Climbed to the top of that one time. Rode my bike out here, parked my bike, climbed to the top of that. Got some pictures of the benchmark that's up there. It was fun. That's phlox. Phlox is a real common flower out here, and it's beautiful. I love seeing it in the spring.
And they use it.
It's got a real pretty, variation of colors. Yeah, and Karen says they use it in landscapes. You can see some more up in there. I always like seeing those in the spring. Well, we just came around the corner, and there's like 4 trees here that we have to either cut or get around. We might be able to get up this little hill here. This used to be one of my favorite places to go, bike riding and recreate and just driving around. Babcock Meadows, we just passed the turnoff to Babcock Meadows. Thought I heard a vehicle back in there, but I didn't hear it when we stopped a minute ago to take another tree out of the road. Looks like we got another tree coming up here. We'll have to do something with that. So this road here is called the 99 road. It goes all the way down to the area down there along Last Chance Creek. So we're gonna move this out of the way, move on. There's another one of those snow plants. This is a bigger one. This is about the size you usually find. This is a beautiful area. That's Babcock Peak right up there. Anyway, that little tree was easy to move, so hopefully they're getting easier maybe. We're just admiring those rocks up there. These granite boulders are beautiful. Believe it or not, this is a system road. Couldn't hardly tell by the looks of it, but
Okay, but tell them what a system road is.
System road is a Forest Service system road.
That means
And this is
it has a name.
this is a pretty major road from Babcock Crossing, where we started, over to the Last Chance drainage. Pretty major route. junction of this road. If you turn right here, you go out toward Dodge Mine. And if you turn left, you go back toward Janesville Grade, which is where we're going. We're going that direction. So this is the main road. I can see lots of traffic on this road. I lost track of how many trees we took out. We must have got
between 10 and 15.
more than that.
Yeah.
Probably close to 20, I guess. Yeah, but it was a fun day. We did see some flowers, but nothing like I expected. So this is a road I spent a lot of time on back in the day when I was working. Years ago, they railroad logged all this up in here, and there's the old railroad grades you can still see in the meadows, and there's one right through there. Kind of a straight line looking thing. That's the old railroad grade, and it used to go right up this little drainage here. This part of it right there. This is that bitter brush in full bloom here. Oh, and man, it smells so sweet. Ah, just love the smell of bitter brush when it's blooming. This is good deer browse. The deer like it. Don't know if it's edible for people, but at any rate, I love seeing it in the spring when it's in full bloom and smelling it. It's just both sides of the road here. These trees were planted after the 1980 elephant fire. This is plantation trees from, so that was probably the early 80s, 81, 82, when they planted these. So they, so these trees are what, 30, 40, 30 years old? 40 years old, maybe?
Explain a plant.
Down the main road to the road that drops down to Antelope Lake, and then we're going to hit the paved road and head home. Of course, this trip turned out pretty much just like the last one. We set out to do one thing and ended up doing something else, but you know, it was a fun day to open up that road. We opened up that road all the way across, so there'll be other trees down. There's some that we went around, but somebody else could cut those out of there. But it was a fun day. We got a little exercise, which was a good thing. Little trip down memory lane for me, not only remembering the fires and things I've been on, but also doing what I used to do for a living. So anyway, what about you, babe? You have a good time?
I had a great time. I took lots of videos, some pictures, and I was the crew for Randy to stack branches. So yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, any day you spend out in the woods has got to be a good day. Anyway, so we're on our way home. It's gonna be a late day, but that's all right. It was a fun one. Thanks for watching.